Hi, I'm Jennifer Carlson, the Executive Director at the Connecticut River Museum, and I'm so excited to share with you today our new collection center right here in this refurbished carriage house. We're going to go in and meet our curator, Amy Trout. Let's go in and take a look. So this is Amy Trout, the curator here at the Connecticut River Museum. We're inside the collection center. And Amy, what's this shelving used for?
Well, these are flat files, and they house our fragile watercolors and other unframed artwork. For example, we'll show you one that is in an acid-free folder. We keep them in them to keep them dust-free and to make sure that there's nothing going to spread an acidic material on them. So we'll open it up and we'll see a watercolor of a yacht called Vanity, and it was done in the 1930s by the artist John Aiken.
This is so gorgeous. And Amy, just a quick question. What are these edges like this for?
Well, this was framed, as you can tell, and then exposed to sunlight over the years. And the edge you can see is the original color, and the faded for most of the rest of the image is what happens when the sun is exposed to the artwork over time.
Oh, wow.
So when it's not on display, that's the reason we like to keep it in a safe place, usually dark and covered, and in an acid-free envelope.
Wow, that's really interesting. So we have a bunch of different artwork, or?
Yes, we do. We have prints, we have watercolors, we have some photographs in here, other flat material.
Okay, interesting.
This room is really wonderful because it gives us a chance of taking these items out, putting them on a clean space, well lit so that we can see what we're doing, and then we can catalog, we can assign numbers to things that if they're new coming into the collection for the first time, and we can photograph them and just start doing all the paperwork necessary for all of the collection items. So having a space like this is really wonderful for that.
Oh, yes. So Amy, what's down that hallway?
Oh, follow me. This is our workroom space, and in here's where the beautiful items are kept. It's our collection storage facility. And this is really what was so important. We didn't have a lot of space dedicated to the collection, so we had to make use of every inch of the space. And that's why we got something called compact shelving. And the compact shelving allows you to store thousands of items that normally you wouldn't be able to keep unless they were spread out in a very large warehouse-like space. But this is compressed storage, so things like paintings are on racks that move. And they glide very smoothly and gently so that there's not rattling around and won't cause vibration or disturbances. As you can see, it's very smooth operation, very easy. You can almost just do it with one finger. So there could be lots of very heavy, large paintings, but very easy to manipulate and move.
Wow, Amy, this one looks familiar.
Well, this is a very well-known piece in our collection. It's been on display for off and on throughout the years. This is by an artist named Richard Brooks, who lived here in Essex. A lot of members might remember Richard Brooks. He painted historic views of Steamboat Dock and locations along the Connecticut River. He also did shipbuilding towns like Haddam and Deep River and Hamburg Cove, and a lot of places that once were really along the river at least, really very important sites for shipbuilding.
So Amy, this is so interesting. Do you have to move each one of these individually, or could you just turn one and they all move down?
No, you turn one and they will all move. Give it a try.
Oh gosh, okay. Clockwise, counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Whoa. All right. Oh.
So that's probably hundreds of pounds of collection that is so easily moved and gently and without any issue at all. And then in the rest of the units here, we have shelving, and this contains the three-dimensional collection. So for example, the very first shelf, rack 1 we came to, has navigational tools and equipment on it, sextants and octants and compasses and other tools that would be necessary for a sailor or for a captain aboard a vessel of various sizes.
Ooh, what's down here?
This series of racks houses our ship model and half model collection.
Okay.
You come on down. We have a very large collection by a local designer, boat designer named Ernest Way. And we have his entire half model collection here, which is kind of important if you're studying vessels of particularly small yachts and sailing dinghies and speed. Actually, he did a lot of speed boats too from the early 20th century. Ernest Way was very important. And then we have ship models for all various kinds and different periods, from sloops to schooners to large sailing vessels and clipper ships and things. Some have been in the collection for many, many years, and it's just important. They're extremely fragile. They need to have good climate control, and that's really important for us here, which we've been able to achieve in the Collection Center.
Wow, wonderful. So Amy, are these decoys?
Yes, we have a collection of decoys. Most of them are Connecticut River made, so that's important that we document the fisheries and the other recreational activities. And hunting is something that was very important on the river for people who relied on it for an occupation. We don't think of that very much anymore, but someone like Oliver Laplace, who lived in Essex and worked as a guide for many years, made his livelihood duck hunting and taking men from other parts of Connecticut down to the river and showing them the best spots for duck hunting, or trapping and fishing and other water sports.
Oh, wow. Amy, thank you so much for this incredible tour.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for coming by and checking out all the great stuff we have.
So if you'd like to make a donation, please visit our website, ctrivermuseum.org, and while you're there, you can bid on one of the wreaths of the River Valley.
Or, if you'd like, you can make a donation to the Brenda Milkowski Curatorial Trust Fund, and that is a fund that's specially created to help our collections grow and to take care of them.
Well, I'm Jennifer Carlson, Executive Director.
And I'm Amy Trout, Curator.
Thank you so much for joining us.